Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. Today we will be working on this, it's a Let's Go lawnmower that I fixed up last year, and I just did the usual stuff to it. I either sharpened the blade or I put a new one on, I don't quite remember. We changed the oil on it. I believe I put a new carburetor on it. The old carburetor was pretty much shot, and I had a carburetor that came with a lawnmower I bought that was brand new, I guess about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm pretty sure we put that carburetor on this. The reason why it never went out for sale was it was hard starting. I like these to start at least on 2 poles. 1 pole is even better. But so it ended up in the back of my storage. So about 2 months ago, when I rearranged the storage, I cleaned it out and situated all the Gravely tractors. I pulled it out and it wouldn't start at all. One thing I know about it is that the primer bulb is pretty stiff on it. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to try to, I didn't do anything with it today yet, so I want to see if I can get this to start right now on camera. I'll prime it and then we'll try to start it up, and I know it at least needs the primer bulb. I looked for about a half hour. I know I have a new primer bulb and a retainer. Can't find it. You know, the usual stuff. So let's see what we get with it right now. I just pulled the spark plug wire off to, because I know we're going to have to pull the spark plug out. I want to make sure I had the spark plug socket ready. You see, this is like taking forever to return again. It's hardly even returning. But I think I mentioned I do have a backing, a good backing. I went through my stuff. It might be warped, but we have a remedy for that too. So let me see what this does. Let me try to give it a couple more primes maybe. Throttle on. Yes. So we're getting nothing out of it. So I figure if we prime it, I'll pull the spark plug out and I'll shoot some 2-stroke mix in there, and we'll see if we can get it going that way. I'll be with you in 1 second. Let me just pull the spark plug out and we'll put some primer in there. There's hardly any left in here, but I think there's enough for us to be able to start it at least. I think that should be enough. If it starts and runs, then we know we have to do something with the primer backing on it. might have a dirty carburetor on our hands here. I know last year I did run it and I ran it out of gas, but that doesn't mean anything. It could have been still some gas left in the mold that went bad. So I guess it's going to be a carburetor cleaning and yeah, it doesn't want to do anything. Alright, so let me get set up on the table and I'll be back to you. We'll start tearing it down. Alright, these machines are a little bit of a pain because you have this ductwork that goes to the back here for the bagger. So I'm not going to bore you with that. There's a bolt down in a nut down in here. I think it's a carriage bolt and a nut. Then there's another nut here, another nut here. Then we'll get this out of the way. And I'll swing this lever. It's the height lever. I'll just take this cotter pin out and washer and swing that out of the way. And then I'll get back to you for when we start tearing the rest of it down. Okay, so I got that ductwork off. Next we're going to take the air cleaner backing off. I did my trick on this one with the oversized washers here, so I wouldn't have any problems. I did make a video once on this idea I had. I was using even bigger washers than this, but you don't want to use flimsy washers, and that's because if the backing is warped, it somehow works. I had a lot of comments on that video that I made that it worked for people. Some people it worked for, it worked, and some it didn't, but for the most part, it worked. And it worked for me twice. Besides this lawnmower, the one that I made the video on, it worked on that, and then I did another one in the meantime, and it worked on that. But I didn't make a video on that because I already made one about this. So, I don't know if I dropped, yeah, I did drop a washer here. You want to use a pretty good stout washer. Like these are flimsy. I want to see if I have any stout washers that you can use. Flimsy washers are no good for this. And then we have one more bolt I got to take out here, and that'll take the backing off. Trying to do this without getting in your way too much. Oh, we got this cable. I think we, oh no, we got to take this off anyway because we got to change the backing. Alright, but we'll leave it like that for now. I'm going to loosen up the bowl bolt. The main jet actually. I want to loosen that up to see if we have any fuel flow. You have to be careful too. Sometimes you get a mower that won't run, but it'll run for like a minute and then it'll just stall, and that's because of a bad gas cap. It would mean that the gas cap is not venting anymore. It's clogged somewhere, or whatever goes wrong with them. So I lost the half-inch wrench again that I was using before to get the shroud off. So I guess we're going to start this now with using tools. Where did you go? I'll be right back. This whole thing seems loose here. Wonder what's going on now. Might have to take it apart to see. I don't think that was the problem now. Yeah, I can feel some gas trickling out. I think there's no problem with that. Needle and seat's okay. And the vent is probably okay. Let's put a rag under here. Yeah, there's nothing. It has fuel flow, so that's pretty cool. I'll just hand tighten that. Okay, so I need a 3/8 socket to pull this carburetor off here. So we'll do that right now. I tried to put myself in the dark here so I could record easier, but I can't really see what I'm doing too well here. So it's 2 bolts to take the carburetor off. And yeah, it looks like they did put a new carburetor on this. But it goes to show you how bad the fuel goes bad. It goes bad really quick. Now I don't know what that was. It dropped. The socket dropped. Probably. Where it went, I don't know. Oh, I got it. It went on the ground. Okay, so next you're going to take off your, I should have taken the fuel line off too. Sorry, no, it doesn't matter. Next you're going to take off your Z-band on your governor linkage. If I can get it. Usually it comes right off, but not on camera though. You wouldn't expect that, right? Or is this on there another way? I don't know. I'm gonna have to get this fuel line off. No big deal. I'm gonna take the clamp off, get the fuel line off, and then I'll get the Z-bend off, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, so this is most likely the main jet is probably dirty. So we'll take the carburetor apart here. This is your main jet here. I don't know if I'll be able to see any dirt in there or whatever. And then you have 2 ports in the jet. And then it comes out the center here. I don't know, it doesn't look dirty to me. Even my eyes I could see. Well, I don't know, we're going to clean that out anyway. Yeah, take the bowl off. Then there's the pin here that holds the float in. You've probably seen carburetor cleaning videos a million times. Then you have the needle, and then there's a rubber seat in here. That's why I like to use WD-40 to clean everything out because sometimes brake clean or carburetor cleaner is too harsh. It swells up the rubber O-rings and whatnot. Yeah, so just want to make sure that this gasket is still good, which it is. The gas don't smell too bad if it was in there. It's not smelling too bad at all. Then you have a couple of ports here you want to clean in the carburetor. You have that one port where when you prime it, it goes through the one port and it shoots gas into the carburetor, into the manifold. That's what makes the engine start. So make sure that's all clear and everything. Try not to shoot yourself in the eye. Just find every port that you can and spray into it. Some ports only go one way. That's when you get shot in the eye. Yeah, I can hardly see what I'm doing here with this. Okay, so I got that one port. Pretty sure that was the primer port. Then there's another port here that I don't know if I could even see. Some of you know what's going on with my eyes. I try to avoid doing any kind of carburetor cleaning jobs lately, but this has to be done. So. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to clean the rest of these ports and I'll blow them out with some air. Any port you see, just spray. This is the inlet here for the fuel line. Spray some in there too. That's where you really got to be careful with brake clean or carburetor cleaner, that you don't, I think I'm shooting myself with it, that you don't spray it in there, because that's where the rubber seat is in there. So I think we got that cleaned out pretty well. Alright, so I'm just going to put the carburetor back together, and I'm going to put it back on the machine. You saw how I took it off. And we know we have good fuel flow, because I got to clean this main jet, the bolt. I got to clean that, and I'll do that. And then sometimes if the carburetor is real dirty, I use torch tip cleaner. I don't have to use it on this one, I don't think. I'm just going to spray it down real good, spray through the holes, blow it with some air, throw it back together, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I didn't have any oversized washers for the air filter backing here, but I did have a bracket that had 2 holes in it, and I cut the bracket in half, and I figured I could put these on like this. If I put this on the other way, it'd be blocking the intake too much. I don't know if it's still blocking the intake too much right now. I don't think so. I think it'll be alright. But this way it'll cover on this side and that side. If you have a warped backing, it'll probably flatten it out. I was going to go one step further when we put this together. And I was going to take the, I have a hair dryer that gets pretty hot. And I was just going to heat this backing up and just bolt it on like that after I heat it up, but I don't think we're gonna have to. So let me get it back on the table, get the carburetor back on, and I'll put this back on We'll see if we can get it to start. And then if it starts and runs, what I'll do is I'll continue tomorrow morning. I'll let this machine sit overnight. We'll try it in the morning. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Okay, I guess we could try it now. Seemed like the primer was working. I can't see in there to see if it was squirting gas or not. But I didn't put the ductwork back on yet. Okay, so did you hear how the engine was bogging while I was pushing the primer? That means the primer is working. So I don't know whether the backing on this backing we used here with the good primer bulb on it, I'm not really sure if that was warped, but we went ahead and I cut that bracket in half because I don't have any oversized washers that I could find anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ductwork on. I'm going to be back to you tomorrow morning, and we'll try it cold. It's the best way to try everything out. And hang on to your machines for a couple of days if you're doing it for resale. And make sure they start up at least on the second pull. I like the first pull, but I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. Take care. Thanks. Bye. Good morning, friends. Okay, so we're going to start off with a cold engine. It's the next morning, like I said we were going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start it up without priming it. And then to ensure that it primes, then I'll prime it 3 times like you're supposed to. And then we'll see if it starts. It's ice cold. Now we'll prime it 3 times. Beautiful. Runs good too. And I did replace the blade on it. So I hope this video helps somebody out, at least with the air filter backing modification that we did. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and take care.